everyone. Welcome to today's fourth grade expository writing lesson. Today we will be doing section 1, lesson number 1. My name is Jennifer Jones and I'm so excited to be here with all of you as we embark upon our expository writing journey. Now I know we're all dying to jump into today's activity, but let's take just a few moments and discuss how these lessons are going to flow before we get started. Over the next several weeks, I will be guiding you through the entire writing process of writing an expository essay. So together, we will learn how to analyze expository prompts and determine specifically what we're being asked to write about. Next, we'll learn how to organize our ideas and our thoughts by planning with an IRC outline. After that, it's going to be time to jump into writing those paragraphs, and we will spend a few lessons on writing introduction paragraphs, body paragraphs, and finally, conclusion paragraphs. Now, towards the end of this unit, we're going to have a few lessons where we really focus on polishing our craft and revising the work that we've done to make it the best it can possibly be. That might sound like a lot to you, but I promise you, each and every one of you can do it. Now, your job during these lessons is to look, listen, and try. Try your best. That's all you have to do. Along the way, we're going to make mistakes, and that's perfectly okay. Everyone makes mistakes, especially when they're learning something for the first time. It's part of the journey. At the end of each lesson, we will have a quick self-assessment, revision, and reflection time. Now, we have built this into each of our daily lessons to reflect the natural process that writers go through. All writers, no matter how well-known or published they may be, know that a writer's job is never done when you finish your last sentence. Writing is one of those things that can always be made better or improved upon with just a little extra attention, time, and effort. So at the end of each of our lessons, I will guide you through a quick self-assessment where you will analyze your own work for the day and determine what you did well and what areas you would like to focus on a little bit more. We'll do a quick reflection where you can think about the writing process, and then we will end with some time to revise. Now, this revision time is crucial. It's your chance to take all of the information that you have thought of during your assessment and your reflection and put it into practice. By revising our work each and every day, we are ensuring that what we turn into our teachers or our parents is the best writing that we can possibly produce that day. I promise you all, if you do the best that you can and show up each day to writing time, excited and ready to work, you are going to be so proud of yourselves towards the end of our expository unit when you see the quality of writing that you are able to produce. I know each and every one of you can do it, and I'm so excited to start writing together. Now, at any time during today's lesson, if you need to pause it for just a moment to gather materials or to take a short break, please feel free to do so. When you're ready to continue, simply hit play and jump right back in. We're going to begin every lesson with a clearly stated objective. This is our learning goal for the day. So what we want to make sure that we are able to do by the end of the lesson. After that, I will model writing for you, whatever the particular writing task or writing skill is that we are focusing on. Then together we will do some guided practice. And towards the end, you will either do an independent activity on your own or a quick assessment. We will flow through that process each and every day as we build our expository writing skills. All right, are you ready to get started? I know I am. Let's begin. Today, we will learn how to identify keywords in expository prompt and understand what the prompt is asking us to write about. So this is our job for the day. This is our learning goal. We want to learn how to identify keywords and how to, in our own words, restate what a prompt is asking us to write about. This is a super duper important step because if we do not correctly interpret what the prompt is asking us to write about, then our essay is not going to be focused on the right topic. So it's really important that we learn how to analyze expository prompts and determine exactly what they're asking us to write about. But don't worry, I have some tricks and strategies to make this very simple for you. Let's begin by discussing what is expository writing. Now, expository is this big fancy word that for some of you may be familiar, and for others of you, it may be the first time you've heard it, and that's okay. Expository writing is when you write for a specific purpose. It's when you write to explain to your reader or to inform your reader about something in particular. And whatever that particular thing is will be stated clearly in the prompt. Let's take a few moments and look over some examples of expository prompts. We're going to be working with these prompts a lot today, and we're going to be diving deeper and deeper into each one. And I will guide you through the process of analyzing them to determine what you're being asked to write about. So let's look at the first one together. It says, everyone has a favorite TV show. Think about your favorite TV show, and now explain why this TV show is your favorite. So in order to respond to this prompt, you're going to have to think about all of the TV shows that you've watched. I know, that's a lot, right? So out of all of those TV shows that you've watched, you're going to need to pick one, just one, that you really love. And then in your essay, you're going to explain to your reader why you love that TV show so much. What makes it so great? What are the reasons that that show is your favorite? Let's look at another prompt. Everyone has a favorite restaurant. Think about your favorite restaurant and now explain why this restaurant is your favorite. This makes me hungry. So now in this prompt, you're going to need to think about all the different types of places you've gone out to eat in the past. Maybe you're thinking McDonald's or Chick-fil-A or Outback or IHOP. So you have to think back of all of those different places, and then you're going to need to select just one restaurant. That's your favorite. And then you would write an essay that explains to your reader why you love that restaurant so much. So perhaps you're going to pick IHOP as your favorite restaurant, and then you will give your reader several reasons that explain what makes IHOP so incredibly special. Now, we can't pick more than one restaurant. If we explained why we like 3 different restaurants for this prompt, then that would be off topic because the prompt is directing us to choose just one restaurant, our most favorite. We can't write a story about a time we went out to eat in a restaurant. We can't tell this really funny story about this time that our brother drank chocolate milk and squirted it out of his nose, because that would be off topic. This prompt isn't asking us to tell a story about a time we ate at a restaurant. The prompt is asking us to explain what our favorite restaurant is and why. So we would select one restaurant, and then we would inform our reader or explain to our reader why that restaurant is so great. Let's look at one more prompt. There are many great books to read. Some people prefer fiction, while others like nonfiction. Before you write, think about a great book you have read, and now explain why this book is a must-read. Oh my goodness, so this is a hard prompt, isn't it? For those of us who love to read. Oh my God, there's so many different books that we've loved, right? Well, in order to respond appropriately to this prompt, we're going to need to pick just one book. Just one book that we have a lot to talk about, a lot to say. And then throughout our essay, we would give lots of reasons where we explain to our reader why we like that particular book so much. We're not going to talk about a whole bunch of books. We're not going to talk about our favorite character. We're not going to talk or retell about a time we read a book and it made us cry. No. We are going to simply write an essay that clearly states what our favorite book is and then gives our reader reasons that help explain to them why that particular book is our all-time favorite book. Sound good? Now, when you are reading a prompt, there are some words that are very special. These are words that can act like a big flashing light to you and let you know exactly what kind of prompt that particular prompt is and what kind of essay you're being asked to write. We call these special words keywords. You may have heard that word before. Keywords are words that can be found in a prompt, usually in the last line, and they let you know exactly what type of writing you're being asked to do. Now, the keywords for expository writing are explain and inform. If you see those words in a prompt, then that's a big flashing light to you that you're being asked to write an expository essay. It helps to set your purpose for writing. Now, on a side note, if you have a writer's notebook where you jot down notes and ideas, this would be a great time to take some quick notes. The notes that you want to write down are keywords for expository writing, and then you want to write the keywords explain and inform, because these are something that is important to remember. So that is why it'd be a good time to jot it down now. If you don't have a notebook handy, but you would like to start keeping a writer's notebook, feel free to pause this lesson and go gather your materials. When you're ready to continue, simply hit play. Now that we have learned what the keywords are for expository writing, let's practice identifying them in the prompts that we just reviewed. Let's begin with the first prompt about our favorite TV show. Now, as I read this prompt to you, I want you to be a detective. I want you to be looking super closely at that prompt and seeing if you can find any expository keywords. Are you ready? Let's do it. Everyone has a favorite TV show. Think about your favorite TV show and now explain why this TV show is your favorite. Okay, so I'm going to read that one more time in my head, and I'm going to look really closely to see if I can find a keyword. I see it. Do you see it? It's in the very last line. I see the keyword explain. So whenever I see explain, that means I'm being asked to write an expository essay. Awesome. All right, let's try another one. Ready? Look at this second prompt with me. Everyone has a favorite restaurant. Think about your favorite restaurant. And now explain why this restaurant is your favorite. All right, put on your detective glasses. See if you can find the keyword. Do you see it? I bet you do. The very last line of the prompt has the word explain in it. Explain is a key word that lets us know this prompt is asking us to write an expository essay. All right, let's try the last one. There are many great books to read. Some people prefer fiction, while others like nonfiction. Before you write, think about a great book you have read, and now explain why this book is a must-read. Well, I've noticed that the key words tend to be in the last sentence. Have you noticed that? Not always, but oftentimes the key words for a prompt will be in the very last sentence. So if we look at the last sentence for this third example, I see the keyword of explain. Absolutely. I hope you found it too. That means that this prompt is also asking us to write an expository essay. Now let's take it one step further. After you're presented with a new prompt and you have found the keyword, you've determined what type of essay you're being asked to write, I want you to then ask yourself, in my own words, what is this prompt asking me to write about? Can I restate in my own words what it is that I should write about in my essay? If you can do that, that's a really good sign that you can understand and interpret the prompt. So let's practice. Everyone has a favorite TV show. Think about your favorite TV show. Explain why it's your favorite. So what is this asking us to write about? Well, as we discussed at the very beginning, this prompt is asking us to write about our favorite TV show. One TV show that we really love that is very special to us. So we could write about Jessie or Bunked or Wildcrats. Any show that we have seen that we love and that we can think of reasons that explain why it's our favorite. Would I want to write about my favorite TV character in my essay? Would my whole essay be about my favorite TV character? No, right? That would be off topic. It's not asking about my favorite TV character. It's asking me about my favorite TV show. So we would pick one show and we would write to explain to our reader why that show is our favorite. Make sense? Let's try another one. Everyone has a favorite restaurant. Think about your favorite restaurant. Now explain why this restaurant's our favorite. So we've already found our keyword explain. What's this asking to write about? Well, It's asking us to write about our favorite restaurant, one particular place that we have gone out to eat, and we're going to explain in our essay why that restaurant's so great. So you could pick the restaurant Chick-fil-A, and you could clearly state that your favorite restaurant's Chick-fil-A, and then you could explain to your reader why you love Chick-fil-A so much. That would be a perfectly appropriate response to this prompt. Let's talk about some things that would not be appropriate. If I wrote about three favorite restaurants, if I said I love Chick-fil-A and McDonald's and Burger King, that would not be an appropriate response. Do you think you know why? Take a second and ponder that. That's right. We can't write about three restaurants because the prompt asks us to write about just one, just our favorite restaurant. Could we write about a story about a time we went on a picnic with our family? I mean, if we went out to eat and had a picnic, we're eating and we're with people. Do you think that would be an appropriate response? No, it wouldn't, would it? Because two reasons. The prompt's not asking us to write a story. It's asking us to write an expository essay. So those are two completely different purposes. And also the prompt is asking us to write about a restaurant, not about a time we went out to eat. So although having a picnic is a time you ate, it's not a restaurant. So in order to respond appropriately to this prompt, we need to pick one restaurant and then give our reader lots of reasons that explain why we love that restaurant. So telling a story about a time that we had a picnic would be a non-example, a not good response. Now, you're going to take a few moments and you're going to practice doing exactly what you just saw me doing and what you practiced doing with me. You are going to get out your writing prompts guided practice page for lesson number 1. On this page, you will see 5 different writing prompts. Now, your job is to identify the key word in each prompt, and then in your own words to just restate what the prompt is asking you to write about. You'll have about 10 minutes to complete this activity, and then we will go over the answers together. Please pause this lesson, and when you have finished your writing prompts guided practice activity, hit play to continue. Welcome back, everybody. I bet you worked super hard on applying what we learned how to do. Let's take a few moments and look over your work and see how you did. Now, if you made a mistake or you got one wrong, please don't be upset. This is the very first time that we are doing this. I bet in just a few days, you will become an expert at analyzing expository prompts. If you do make a mistake, just look at where your mistake happened and maybe see why it happened. And if we can determine why it happened, then we are much less likely to make the same mistake again in the future. For number 1, the keyword is explain. And in your own words, you should say something like, you are being asked to explain or write about your favorite movie. For number 2, the keyword is explain. And in your own words, you should write something about how you're going to write an expository essay about an animal you like, one animal that you particularly are fond of, and you would explain to your reader all of the reasons why you like that particular animal so much. Number 3, keyword is explain. And to respond to this prompt, you would explain why smoking is a bad habit. So why smoking is harmful, why it's something that we hope people don't do. Explain what makes smoking such a bad habit. Number 4, the keyword again is explain. And in this prompt, you're being asked to write about a job you might like to do when you get older. So you would pick one job or one career or profession, and then you would explain to your reader throughout your essay all of the reasons that you would like to do this job. Maybe the reasons you think you're well suited for this one particular job. Finally, number 5, the keyword again is explain. And your writing task for number 5 is to write about an item you collect. So one item that you have a lot of. So some kids I know collect Pokemon cards or LOL dolls or American Girl dolls. or sports equipment. So you would think about one item that you collect, and then you would explain to your reader why you collect this particular item. Now, number 5 kind of brings up an interesting question. What if sometimes you are being asked to write about something you don't have a lot of personal experience with? For example, number 5, what if you don't collect anything? How would you respond to this prompt if you don't collect something? Well, my advice is just to pretend. Use your imagination. I know you all are so incredibly creative. Think about if you were to start collecting something, what would you like to collect? And then you could write an essay about the reasons that you would want to collect that thing. Maybe you're very into the ocean and animals, and you'd like to start collecting shark teeth. Maybe you are into playing music and you'd like to collect different types of guitar picks. Just use your imagination and think about something that you like or you enjoy. And if you were to do that particular thing, what would you do? And oftentimes, just asking yourself those types of questions can be enough to spark an idea in your mind that will help you respond appropriately to the prompt. All right. So now that we have practiced together, you've practiced on your own, we've reviewed, now it's time for a quiz. But don't worry, it's a short and simple quiz today. Please take out the writing prompts quiz for lesson number 1. Follow the directions, do the best that you can, and try to remember everything we've talked about. Look for those keywords and restate in your own mind what it is the prompt is asking you to write about. I know you all can do it, and this is your chance to show your teachers and your parents what you've learned. Thank you so much for joining us today. I look forward to working with you all next time. Have a wonderful rest of your day.